So I finished reading The Warmth of Other Suns by Isabel Wilkerson. And when I was reading it, I was about a third of the way in or wherever I was. And I made another post and I said it was going to be a 5-star read. It surpassed that. Yes, 5-star, 10-star. It was absolutely an amazing read. It read like historical fiction. This incredibly true story of the Great Migration that happened between 1910 and 1970. So what she does here, she chronicles the migration specifically for three people. So the story is intimate and very human, but by telling their story, she tells the greater story as well. The way she weaves in documentation, facts and figures, historical writings of the migration of the time, so seamless and so perfect. It's a kind of fiction, the historical fiction I enjoy reading, but it's nonfiction. So I don't know, it made the reading experience for me so much better. The story, the complicated relationship that those who came from the South to the North for varying reasons for leaving kind of all boiled down to one thing, but they weren't, it wasn't that singular. It wasn't one thing that made these families leave their homes, the places they knew, and go on this very scary trek from the South to the North. It was not an easy trip to make as a Black person, to travel that far. So, and sometimes leaving was, one of our families had to kind of sneak out. So, and that was a common story for many people, having to leave the South. So, but then the complicated relationship that they all kind of had with the South as they, grew their families and tried to create and carve out a life for themselves in the North was very interesting to read about. I loved this story so much, not just for what it's going to be about, like the whole migration and the moving of millions of Americans during this period of time from millions of African Americans from the South to the North, and what that did to economies, to neighborhoods, to the entire landscape of America. But just for the humanness of the story, and then the deep intimate relationships that these people have with each other, their families that are still in the South, what it is to be an immigrant, a United States immigrant from the South to the North, and then kind of like that dynamic between people who immigrate across the ocean voluntarily. Just the dynamic around that. It was just, I love this book and I couldn't recommend it more. If you're a historical fiction reader, you will love this because of the way it reads, and I just couldn't recommend it more. Loved it.